everybody. Today we're going to do some glutes, hamstrings, and some abs. So it's going to be the last 30 minutes of a bar class. We're going to get started right away. For today's class, if you have a ball, that's awesome. If you don't have one, you can also use a towel. If you don't have any of those things, you can use nothing at all, and I'll give you cues for all those different options. So we're going to start in a pretzel position. Please make sure you've warmed up before. You're going to take your right knee in front of your right hip, and you're going to take your right heel in line with your right knee, so you make a 90-degree angle here. So if you look down, you'll see a 90-degree angle. Then you're going to make sure your left knee is in line with your hip or 1 inch behind. You're going to do a quick karate chop here. So you're going to take your elbow into your waist and go like this, and double check that your knee is behind your hand. If it's not, press your knee back. If it's in front, scooch it back. If it's really far away from your hand, it's too far back, you're going to scooch it a little more forward. The idea here would be that you can square your hips forward. Now, if you have a ball or a towel, you're going to place it underneath your back heel. You're going to take both hands out to the side of your right knee, lift your left knee off the ground, flex your right foot deeply, pulse up, press back, up and back, up and back. So you're lifting your knee up to the ceiling, and then you're pressing it behind you just an inch and back. It's up and back, up and back. Now, if you need to sit down a little more, lean a little more into your right side, that's totally fine. You can lean a little more. Try to keep you in a position here where you're gonna actually get a C shape in your obliques here. So we're actually getting an oblique workout in addition to working into your side of your seat right here. Now, make sure those hips are facing me. You don't want your hip to open back like this. So you wanna try and close your hip forward. Every now and then you can take your left hand to your hip and square it down. Now just press back, back. So you can see my toes a tiny bit. I'm trying to get a little higher for you. That's gonna really square my hips down. That's gonna really dig into my obliques, dig into the side of the seat, put all the work into my seat instead of into the weight of the back of my leg. As I get tired, my legs might start to droop down. The purpose of the ball or the towel is just to get your leg a little bit higher. If you don't have either of those things, you don't have to use anything. So you could just do nothing, and your heel might be on the ground. That's totally fine. Maybe just try and feel it lifting an inch off the ground. Now pulse up. Up, almost like a string right here, attached to the ceiling. It's pulling you up, 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 and up. Now, as you get tired, your shoulders start to sink forward. You start to do all these things to basically make the work easier for your body, because your body's saying this is really hard. So right now, pressing those fingers, just push yourself up nice and straight. Okay, you can even take one hand into like a prayer position in front of you. You can extend that arm out. You're gonna feel that crunch in your oblique. And then if you've taken this option, as your knee pulses up, you could pull that arm down. Down. Just in a couple positions, right? You could do this here. You could do this here. Okay? If either of those is too much, you just stay right here. Tiny movements. You should feel this cramp creeping up your leg into your core on your left side. We're going to go into some hamstring work next. Okay? That hamstring work is going to work deeply into the back of your leg. So we're doing 2 parts of your seat today, and we'll do a set of back dancing at the end of class. Last 10 counts here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. You're going to take that ball, place it behind that same side knee. You're going to flip onto all fours. You're going to lift your left leg off the ground, that same leg that was just working, and start to kick your heel up, kick in, up, and in, up, in. Now, if you need more support, you come to those forearms. Up, in, up, and in. We're working into that hamstring. Okay, now again, if you don't have a ball, you don't have to use anything. If you have a towel, you place that towel right behind you. Up and in, up and in. If you don't have any of those things, but you want something, you can put a weight. But remember, that weight is gonna be an extra 2 pounds in the movement. Up and in, up, in, up, and in. Now just kick your heel in. In. Again, you don't need any props at all. In. In. Now remember, in that pretzel position, I was saying your hips should face the front. Now your hips face the ground. So here's me opening up my hips. See how my leg can get higher? But my hips open. We already worked the side of your seat. Let's bring that work to our hamstring. So keep your hips square to the ground. Now here my belly's pooched out. I'm gonna pull my belly into my spine, flattening out my back. Okay, you want a soft bend in those elbows. You can straighten them. Option, right hand behind your back. Press up, up, up. Further option, you can take those right fingertips behind your head here. Okay, make sure that shoulder is right over your wrist. Up and up. Normal to feel this in your leg right here. Totally normal. You're gonna have to just fight through it. Square this hip down, Belly pulls in one more time, almost like you're trying to round your back. Someone could put a cup of coffee on your back, it wouldn't fall off. Last 10 counts. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take a downward dog stretch. So you uncurl your toes, hike your hips up, pedal out your dog. Right knee, left knee. Inhale, exhale, press both heels down. You should feel this more in your left hamstring than your right. And then settle down here. You're gonna bring your left knee in front of you this time. Your right leg's gonna go behind you. We're gonna come into the other side of that pretzel exercise. All right, so same cues, left knee in front of left hip, right heel in line with right knee. Elbow, right elbow pulls in, karate chop. Is your knee behind your hip? If it's not, I want you to scoot your knee back. Now, if you do this and your knee is like 6 inches from your hand, bring your knee more forward. Take both hands out to the left side of your right knee. Take that ball, place it underneath your heels, your right heel. Lift your leg up, pulse up, press back. Pulse up, press back. Up. I'm just gonna show you what this looks like from profile. You keep pulsing. Okay, a lot of times you don't have to be looking at the screen, especially if you know the bar exercises. But from the side, it looks like this. It's an up, back, up, back, up. Now see, I'm trying to get my heel higher than my knee here with the ball. That's why we're using the ball. If you don't have the ball, take it out, but you still want to try and maintain that position up and back. It just might be a little harder without that support, which is why we're using the support today. Inhale, exhale, don't forget to breathe. Now just press back, back, back. Now you can see in this profile position, my knee's about in line with my hip. If I did the karate chop, it's right there. Now, my hip's not open like this. See how my hip's open toward you? I'm almost sitting in back. You can see my left side. So in class, what I'll do is I'll come around, I'll take my hand on your hip and I'll kind of press it forward like this. I need you to do that for yourself because you don't have anyone helping you at home. So take your right hand to your hip and just square it forward. That's gonna be the right position. And the better you get a bar, the more you can get into the pretzel position, the faster you'll get into it, but also the whole position will start to feel even harder, if you can believe that. Now pulse up, up. Like a string pulling your knee up, up, up. Can you get that heel a little higher there? Maybe it doesn't rest into the ball so the ball looks like a pancake. Maybe you can make the ball look like a ball. Pulse up, up. And again, it doesn't matter the height of your right knee. It just matters that you feel this in the corner of your seat. So if your knee is touching the ground, but you feel it, you're doing it right. Maybe you want to lift one of those hands into prayer, maybe both. Maybe you want to extend that right arm out. Maybe you want to do the pull down, working into those obliques, down, down. Maybe you want to make that goalpost position with your right arm. Maybe none of those work. Maybe you're really tired. You got to lean over even more. Okay. Again, the focus right now is your side of your seat. The obliques are secondary, right? And then anything else you can do is just a bonus. So don't feel like you have to do anything. Shoulders are relaxed. Belly's pulled in. You're almost done. Last 8. We're going to flip on to all fours, go into hamstring work on the other side, and then you're done with your glute set. We'll move on to abs. In 2 and 1. Take that ball out from under, place it behind your calf now. Flip onto all fours. Leg lifts up, pulse up, heel kicks in. Up, in, up, in, up. Now last set, your arms might be really tired. You might want to come down here, okay? Totally fine. This is going to be a safe position for your back. And actually this usually gets people in the right form. Left hips over left knee. Shoulders are over your elbows if you're on the ground. If you're on straight arms, your shoulders are over your wrists. You can keep a soft bend in those elbows. Now see how my back is arched here? I'm going to pull my belly into my spine, round my back. When I arch, I can lift my leg higher. That's my back helping to lift my leg, not my glute. So I want to pull my belly in. Even if my leg drops, I'm actually working more into my glute than I'm working into my back. We don't want to work into our back in that particular way. Just kick that heel in, in. Trying to burn out that hamstring. We'll do another downward dog stretch, and then we'll take 2 stretches for the side of your seat. Pull your belly in, round your back. Now don't open your hip like this. Keep your hip close to the ground. So if your hips were headlights on a car, they'd face the ground. Now once you come down to your forearms, you pretty much align your center of your body in the right position. So if you're down here, maybe just try and lift that knee up a little bit without changing your form. Most people can go 2 more inches. Your leg just gets kind of tired. This is still hard no matter what. But if you can get that leg a little higher, you're going to work into that glute a little more, not just your hamstring. Now pulse up to finish, up, 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 and up. Shoulders are pulled down your back, belly's pulled in. If you want to come back onto your hands, if you'd like to take a single hand option here, left hand on the small of your back, left fingertips behind your head. Choose one of those options now. Last 20. Again, you want to feel that pressure in your hamstring. That's the back of your leg right here, okay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Take that downward dog. Uncurl those toes, hips hike up. Pedal out your dog, right knee, left knee. Now press both heels down. And people often forget to do this. You're going to press into your hands to lift your hips higher. Here we go. Inhale, exhale. And then come back down to the ground. Left leg goes long, right foot comes over. Let's stretch out the corner of that seat there. Now if you're more flexible, you can bend your bottom leg in half. Everyone's hips should be on the ground though. You're not going like this. Okay, so just plant that hip down, relax those shoulders. Let's twist over to the right side. We're gonna do both sides, and we're gonna twist both sides. Switch to the other side. Your obliques 100% gotta work out there. Let's switch sides again. Left foot across. Again, if you're more flexible, you bend that leg. If not, you keep this leg nice and long. Inhale, exhale. And then twist over to the left. Inhale, exhale again. One more hamstring stretch here. You can reach forward for the balls of your feet or whatever you want to reach for. Hold on to whatever you can. If you're here, you can barely hold on to your knees. That's fine. You're going to get the stretch, right? Because you can feel it. That's why you can only go that far. That's where your limit is. If you can reach a little further, you're going to reach the balls of your feet. Pull back, lift those heels off the ground. If you have something like a towel or you have a strap, you can always place those around and take your stretch like this, okay? So that's where you might be able to use that prop. Inhale, exhale. And release. Let's come into an ab set. You're going to take that ball, place it between your thighs. Thumbs are going to come top of your thighs, fingers come behind them, elbows pop out wide to the side. Now you're going to round down, belly pulls in, look at your shirt, get some wrinkles in it, and then walk your feet a little closer, okay? If your feet are coming off the ground like this, your body's trying to counterbalance you, so just walk your feet even closer. Elbows stay wide, belly pulls in. Now you're going to squeeze the ball with a hold, and then you're going to take those hands off as you squeeze. Squeeze, hold. Squeeze, hold. Squeeze, hold. So we have an isometric hold with our core, and then we're working our inner thighs with an active movement. Your job is to hold that rounded curl position in a position that feels challenging for you. So drop your shoulders an inch if you need to while adding this thigh movement. So that's what makes it hard. If I was just saying hold, that's a little easier than if I'm saying hold, add this movement, but don't change your hold. Hold back on, take a quick inhale, and exhale, breathe out. Now take those hands off, squeeze quickly. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Okay, feels easy for your upper abs, drop an inch. We're not here long, so just keep squeezing. You're trying to change the shape of that ball, so look at that ball, be inspired about how close you can get your thighs for 20 quick squeezes. Squeeze, squeeze. They go so fast. 20's nothing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Hold back on elbows, stay wide, belly pulls in, hips tucked. Roll down one more vertebrae. Walk your feet a little closer if they're coming off the ground. Inhale, exhale. Squeeze, curl, squeeze, curl, squeeze, curl. Hands off. Here we go with squeeze, curl, squeeze, curl. Now we're doing two movements. So we're going back to those squeezes. Your inner thighs just start to feel like they're burning right here. And then you're adding a curl. Now that curl is your top rib over your bottom rib. So the movement isn't coming from your shoulders. It's not coming from your neck doing this. You're not a chicken. You're using your ab strength to curl after you squeeze. Squeeze. The breath is on the exertion. So you breathe twice. You can breathe. Squeeze, breathe. Curl, breathe. Or you can just do a big breath on that curl because it's a pretty quick movement. You want to feel that curl. 3 more. 3, 2. Hold back on elbows wide. Now, if you need a break, you can come up and take a break. I'm not going to offer you that today. I'm going to try and keep you in a position where your abs are still working. You're going to combine those moves. So it's curl, squeeze, curl, squeeze, curl, squeeze, curl, squeeze. So I want you to imagine there's a little jelly bean right here where your ribs meet, little jelly bean. You're curling over that jelly bean, or like a little Cheerio right there. You're curling over it using your abs to generate the movement, not your shoulders, not your neck. And you're definitely not just moving your body like this. Okay, I see a lot of people do that in class. We're not doing that. Imagine someone karate chopped you right here. You're curling over that karate chop. Curl, curl for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold back on. This is your last set. Try not to take a break. If you need one though, grab your shins, sit up, take a little break. Everyone else, just stay down here. Deep breath, inhale. Exhale, breathe out, pull that belly in, hips are tucked. All right, last set's the hardest. Your hands come off. They make fists. Then you bring those fists by your ears and you tap, squeeze, 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 squeeze. I said it was the hardest thing last, right? There it is. Last 50 of these. They go by super, super fast. You're almost done. Breathe, relax the shoulders. Tap, 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 tap. Last 10 quick counts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Grab your shins. Take the ball out. Place it to the side. Press your chest forward. Arch your back. Take that stretch. Inhale, exhale. Now come down onto your forearms. Leave the ball where it is. We're not using it for the set. Pull your fists into your shoulders. Fist pull into your shoulders. Curl out of your upper abs here instead of sinking into your shoulders like this. So curl out. Pull your belly in. Left leg comes to, right leg comes to tabletop. Extend, lower, bend, extend. Lower, in, extend. Lower. You're going to add a curl as your knee comes in. Hold the curl. Hold the curl. Hold it, release. Curl, hold, release. Curl, hold, release. Curl, hold, release. Keep going. Okay, I know it's like a lot of things to think about, a lot of coordination there. Don't lose that curl. So you're curling as your knee comes in, which might feel natural, right? Almost like you're a clam, you're curling yourself up. Then when that leg goes straight, you're putting that weight into your upper abs. Don't arch your back. Don't let your seat come off the mat. You want to make sure that you're actually keeping your exact form. You've just lowered your leg, which gets into your lower abs, okay? Then at the top of that movement, you're putting weight into your abs. You're holding a position, and if you can get that right leg stick straight, you're going to work deeper into your right quad. You're going to get a bonus quad workout, so try and get that leg totally straight. Hold your leg on the next in, just squeeze in, in, in. Option, right leg long, squeeze in, in, in. Final 10, 10. Use your abs, not your shoulders, not your leg, for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that foot, arch the back. Left leg, same set. We'll start with just the leg, right? So it's in, up, lower, in, up, lower. Just get this move first. Right? That breath is so important. Now add the curl. Hold it, release. Curl. Hold it, release the curl as your leg releases. Hold. Now if it feels unnatural, right, it's a little hard to get the coordination. As long as you're curling at some point, you're fine. Okay? So just curl at some point. Curl. Some people like to curl twice. I prefer the curl hold. I think it forces you to kind of hold that position. And remember, your bottom leg, as it goes out, don't release your back. So when I say release of your abs, you curled this much, right? That's how much you curled. I mean release that. I don't mean release your back. I don't mean release your entire core. It's literally just that release of that extra curl that you're holding on, and keep holding on to that. Now hold your leg on the in that tabletop position, just little curls. Curls. We're going to lie down next. We're going to grab our balls again if you have them. Again, you could use a towel. You could use nothing at all. Option. Leg straight, last 20, curl, 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 all abs. Shouldn't need to look at the screen. Just think about those abs. Mind muscle connection for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, arch that back. And now lie down, find that ball, place it between your thighs again. Lie down, squeeze, hold the ball. Squeeze, hold. Squeeze, hold. Squeeze, hold. Squeeze, hold. 5 more slow. 5, 4, relax the shoulders. 3, palms face the ceiling. Don't use your hands. Now bring your knees into your chest, rock side to side. Okay? We're going to lift and lower our hips. If you need support, you're going to take a mat and you're going to roll it underneath your glutes only, not your back. Point those toes to the ceiling. Lift and lower your toes. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Lift, squeeze, lower. Lift, squeeze, lower.
lift, squeeze. I'm not doing this. See this? This is a rocking motion. It feels really nice on my back. So if you want to do that for that reason, that's totally fine. But we're not doing this. Okay, this is me kind of just using momentum to jerk myself up. We're not doing any of those. Your legs are as straight as you can get them, and you're using your hips and your abs to tuck under and release. It's your hips that are moving the tiniest bit. So if I do it perfectly, you can barely see me do it. Up, squeeze. Up, squeeze. Last 3 here. 3, 2, 1. Release. Knees into chest, rock side to side. If the ball's feeling too tight, feel free to take the ball out. If you think you can hold on to it for one more set, hold on to it for one more set. Toes point to the ceiling. Quick squeezes. Squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, exhale. Belly pulls in. Now lower those toes. You can keep the mat where it is for a little support. Palms face the ceiling. Relax your shoulders. 10 more squeezes. We're going to blast those upper abs one more time. 10, 9, 8. Legs straight if you can. 5, 4, 3. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. Extend those fingertips beyond your thighs and pump those arms to finish. 100 pumps and you're done. Here we go. It's pump, 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 pump. It's a set of hundreds essentially with a ball between those thighs. That's going to blast those thighs one more time, but you need to have an isometric hold. If you're using a ball like this, it's really easy just to let the ball sit there. Totally fine if that's where you are, but if you can really give an extra squeeze on that ball, you're going to get deeper into the workout. Same if you're using a towel, same idea. You just want to be squeezing super hard. You're over halfway done. Relax those pumps of those arms so you're not doing this. Small pumps, belly in. Now, can you get your shoulders 5 inches higher? 5 inches, 5 inches. You're going to be dropping over the next 30 counts. I'm trying to get you super high. Belly pulls in. Last 10 counts and you are done with abs. We'll do back dancing next. Here we go. It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and knees into chest, rock side to side. You made it through abs. You're going to reach for the insoles of your feet and rock side to side. Inhaling and exhaling. Press up into your hands as you pull down with your hands. So that oppositional stretch there. And then let's work into our glutes. Feet are going to plant down on the ground. Okay, so feet plant, no ball. Lift your hips off the ground. Tuck, tuck, little tucks. So it's called back dancing. This is how we wrap up class. You can see my heels are pretty close. My fingertips almost graze them. Okay, so we're in a close position to start. You're squeezing your glutes right here. Squeeze. Squeeze. So I'm not lifting my hips up like this. I'm definitely not in this position. See how high I am off the ground here? You want to be about a fist off the ground. You can see here I'm way more than a fist. So drop yourself to about a fist distance. Then bring that hand out to the side. Palms face the ceiling. That's about how high you are. And tuck. Make it big. We go down, up, up, up. So you actually hear me slam into the ground. You're untuck, retuck, untuck, retuck. Shoulders are melting into the mat. You're not using your hands to press down like this. Everything's relaxed. Shoulders too. Belly in. Pop onto the balls of your feet and tuck, 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 tuck. If your feet feel too far away from you, you can walk them a little bit closer so your knees are kind of right over your heels. Now tuck, right for 2, left for 2, right, left, right, left. We got about 2 minutes of back dancing to work into those glutes one more time. Now, if you remember our glute set from today, we did hamstrings, we did the side of your seat, and now in these positions, we're working the center of your seat. Now, it only works if you're actually squeezing your glutes. Okay, if you're just kind of moving your hips like this, having a dance party by yourself, totally fine. You're missing the glute workout. So bring all that energy, all that mental focus right here and squeeze those glutes to make this movement happen. Back to center, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Relax those arms into the mat. Start to feel this in your calves a little bit, right? If it feels like too much, bring those heels down. Shoulders are relaxed. Belly's pulled in. Make it big. We go down, up. All right, this is the end of it. So you should be feeling really tight here, almost like you have to take a break. So a lot of people love back dancing. It's like the end of class. It feels really fun and energizing. I want you to feel the same way at the end of back dancing that you do the same way when we finish anything in class. You just feel so tired. You feel like you couldn't do any more of them. That's how tired you made your muscles feel. So this is your last chance to really fatigue your muscles. Make them feel so exhausted that they couldn't do another back dancing set. So if you end class and you're like, I could take another class, Next time, work harder during the class, okay? Instead of taking 2 bar classes. Believe me, I used to do that. Now I just make one the hardest possible class, and I definitely don't want to take another one. It's going to be way more efficient. Inhaling and exhaling as you do this. Last 20. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Are you actually squeezing your glutes here? Are you releasing them at the bottom so you have something to squeeze at the top? Feet are hip distance in parallel. Last 10 counts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Stretch out those glutes one more time. Right knee and left leg long. Pull your right knee toward your right shoulder. And then switch that stretch. Left knee in. Right leg long. Left knee toward your left shoulder. Both knees come into your chest, wide though. Rock side to side. And then flip over onto all fours. Let's come into a cat-cow stretch. I'm going to take you through this a little more slowly than you might be used to. You're going to come onto all fours. Round your back, pull your belly into your spine. Now what I notice in class, a lot of people kind of stop here. I want you to press into the base of your hand and the tops of your knees to round 3 more inches of your back. Get a real round stretch here. Look at your belly button and then release. You're going to come through that neutral spine. Now you're going to arch your back. We're going to do that same movement again. So you're going to press into the base of your hand, into the tops of your knees to actually arch your back 1 more inch. So here's me stopping where I might normally stop, and now I'm going to go 1 more inch. 1 more time, round your back, pull your belly into your spine. So you're using your hands, your legs to deepen the stretch. 1 more time. Coming through neutral, arching that back, sticking your seat in the air. When you think you can't go any more, push into those hands, push into the tops of your knees, go 1 more inch. And then have a seat on your heels. Let's take a little stretch here for the front of our legs here. Hands come behind you, lift your seat up off your heels. If that feels like it's too much, just sit here and lean back. And then release. Just take that right foot, place it out in front for a hamstring stretch here. Left hip over left knee. You're taking a quick hamstring stretch here, feeling the back of this leg stretch out. Chest is proud and puffed out. And then we're going to switch sides here. Right hip over right knee. Left foot flexed. Imagine a string pulling those toes right toward your nose as you pull back on your left hip forward with your right. Inhale, exhale. Chest 1 inch lower without rounding it. And left hand meets right. Swing that leg around. And we're all done. That is the last half of a class. So if you're looking to make a full bar class, head to something where you can do some thighs, where you can do some arm work, maybe some planks, maybe some push-ups. If this is all you're doing for the day, that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And again, everything's on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.